away the good things, or what is happening?
You see, if there's one thing we need to shape and develop today, it is our minds.
Okay.
If there is something we need to change as individuals, as Christians, as Ghanaians, it is the mind, though, not anything, the mind. Why am I saying that? You see, if you understand the reason why something should be done, you do it well. But if you don't and you're following trends, why do you have to follow what the Bible says, train up a child the way you should go? Understand why. Number one, that child bears your name. As a father, the child bears your name. He grows and is going to take over from you. So anything that goes wrong on that child affects your name.
You, yeah.
Number one, even before this one, it is a divine instruction that you have to train up the child the way he should go. So immediately you decide to raise a family, children start coming, your first responsibility is to your family, to make sure what you have brought to this world, you take care of it. People say, it's kind of bet me, I will be brave. And I say, who told you? Who will be brave? Because I could see schools, you see, everything you do affects somebody. So do it well. Let everybody do his or hers well, and the society will be okay. So we as parents should see the responsibility of our children, training of our children, be our responsibility, not someone else's. It is not for government to do it. It is not for your grandparents to do it. It is yours. You brought that child. So how you want to shape that child, you shape that child. You see, the schools, children, KG, 1. And then the children have dreadlocks. And I look at the father, he has dreadlocks. Say, he's training up the child the way he should go. That is what you understand. If we have the right set of mind and want to train the children, we'll get a better society. And we'll be old people, and we'll be happy. We train children up. Otherwise, the rate at which it's going, it doesn't look good.
Then I think the little I'll add is, when Eda is talking about the family, the home, if we as teachers in schools, if we are suffering from children with broken homes.
So, Nana, I like the topic you are just talking about. Let's go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue the issue with the broken home. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Thank you for watching.
Superwoman, as I saw on TV screens, now this time around is going to be exciting, fun, inspiring, and educative.
Then we must say perseverance and with God, all things are possible.
Yes, sisters, yeah, auntie, till Mutumpon, and what Babon Bechukum, ever on my life experience.
At the end, they didn't know what they say. A mighty fortress is my God.
What will Mema tell me? I wanted to hear how is it?
Yeah, about to me,
Superwoman is here to motivate and encourage you through life experience. We were so serious, focusing. And then the man, yes, sir.
My mom and papa, no, me penny. It's a sweet dividend.
One Jim Akunda, now one coming home, near for this new season, emblem Superwoman, women supporting women.
Daily.
Yes.
And do you advise to take it before meals or after meals?
Oh, you can take it as a snack.
Hello, welcome to my kitchen season 2. Yes, this season is going to be educative.
So if you want to starve cancer cells, give your body more phytochemicals, more ferulic acid, which is contained in the walnuts.
Okay.
And it will shrink.
Really? Yeah. Exciting. So what is it?
All right.
What are the causes?
The reason
why are we having 2 minutes and 5 minutes men? And fun.
When your partner calls at you on any day, any anytime.
Anytime.
Like Ghana Black Stars, you'll be able to perform on the field. So
We bring to you new recipes and healthy way to plan your diet. Those is welcome to my kitchen, and my name is Baba Ham.
Lovely viewer, you are welcome back. And the program is Love at Home. We are discussing the family in the Ghanaian or African dress culture. Let me remind you that you can send in your contributions to 0559-680066, or you can send your suggestions to our Facebook channels and then our YouTube channels. But before we lift, Nana Hima, you were saying something about broken homes. How does it affect our culture in terms of the way we dress?
Okay. I was saying that for we teachers at schools, what we see normally about most children, the way they dress, their haircuts, and even their fingernails and whatnot that we are talking about. The time you go in to ask questions where they stay, whom they are staying with, it means the parents are no more together. So, in fact, broken home too is bringing a lot of
problems
and issues on the children. I remember a lady came to me and tell me the child is sick from, I think there are some rashes at the back of the boy, an elderly boy for about 14 years. And this boy doesn't want the mother to see it. Why is it so? So I called the boy and I asked. He told me anytime to go to the bathroom to wash down, there's no soap. Oh. Where is mommy and daddy? Daddy is not with us. Mommy gets up early and go to the markets before we go and bath. So anytime I go. So it means that the boy even doesn't bath. Not maybe there's no soap. Mommy is not there to check the boy. How much more looking at the haircuts, the fingernails, and even the school uniform itself. So anything goes to this child. So I think that's why I was stressing on the broken homes. So I think we take this opportunity to beg each other. It may come from the woman, it may come from the man. Most of the times we think it's the man or the men that's caused the broken home. But most of the times too, it's the woman. So the moment we come together as couples, whatever it is, if it's not the way, maybe by killing each other and something that we can be solved to help the children that have come in, I think we have to think of it and then come together and take care of the children.
Nana, what do you know?
Thank you.
I think they've heard you. Elder, in our homes, we have ways we have decorated our homes.
Sure.
Most often, you hardly see the culture of African or Ghanaian depicting in the way we decorate our homes. What can we do?
You see, symbols, they affect us so much. Symbols, in terms of things we see physically, it stays in our minds. The more you see something, the more it stays on your mind. Therefore, for us as Africans to be able to appreciate how African we are, putting one or two in terms of decorations that are African, all right? I've seen someone who has curtain as is used tie and dye for a curtain.
I'm using bamboos.
Bamboos. Okay? That is it. The skins of these animals, you know, if you are not allergic to it, there are one or two things we could put around for the sake of us being African. We shouldn't just go for anything because it's anything. We should be conscious of what we put around for even children to see. Children learn by asking questions. Okay, Daddy, what is that? What does this mean? Why is it here? So an African symbol, a skin. Oh, okay, so those are real skin. Can you believe some of the children have not seen a skin of a goat? They've not even seen that.
It is possible.
A goat, ordinary goats we have in our houses. Yeah, you understand. They've eaten it. They always eat it. But they've not seen and felt it. One or two around, it imprints in the mind. So let us also take note of that. It's very important.
And I want to add something.
Yes, what I want to add is that sometimes one may like it, but sometimes the cost.
Yeah, that's true.
For example, if you go, it will be hardly for a Ghanaian to walk to our center to buy some of these things.
Artifacts, true.
So I know there are things over there have been patronized about 90% for foreigners.
Actually, they are made for them. That place, they are made for the tourists. So that they can
But you also can go there and buy.
Of course.
And I think maybe because they have made it for the tourists,
That is why they put
the
the
things
price
are
there.
very
Yes.
costly. So I think if those things can be brought down for us to buy, we will like it. And then also, still talking about the costs. Okay, I can go in for batik, for curtains at home, but still the cost.
Yes.
Why don't I go down there and pick those things and then I'll come and hang it for easy? And then also another thing is sometimes when you get into somebody's room and you see those sculptures pasting on the wall, African mind will tell you that this man is not a Christian. Oh, it's true. Who said they are designing BB
Ipiaba looks like an image. Yes.
One would think that this man is not a Christian. You see, so so many things are pushing us away from using our clothes, our traditional items. So I think just like what we are doing, the education is going.
Okay.
So even I've promised my children that we use curtain, batik these days to decorate our house.
Oh, that's great.
Because of the education that is going on right
that's
now.
Great. Thank you, Nana.
If I may add, today, let me comment a lot of the schools today. There are traditional days.
Yeah.
And you see, Kente is always in the face of our children.
Yeah.
So when you give the children opportunity to dress traditionally, I think it's also once in a year they do that. It's a good start. It's a good start. You see, those children are going through now. Our time, there was nothing like traditional day.
Yes.
Good. So those who are going through now, it imprints on their mind, and in future they may come to appreciate something because he wore Kente, he was taking a picture of, he held a calabash.
Yes.
He drank a traditional drink.
Yeah, from the calabash.
From the calabash.
Yes.
So it would imprint, and I believe it's a good start with some of our schools. And I pray more schools come on board so that at least we appreciate our culture too.
Now, Elder, the issue of African designs or wearing African clothes in connection with Christianity. People have issues. I like the way Nana started it. Some people are of the view that when you do too Africanism, you are no more a Christian. Where do we bridge the gap?
So, as I mentioned earlier, you see, it's got to do with our minds. Our minds. Being a Christian doesn't stop me from becoming a fanti that I am. I have Inzama and Ahanta roots from my dad's side. It doesn't stop me from becoming that. I love to go to those places. I have people there I relate to. It doesn't stop me. And even there are churches there. Some of the best fellowships I've had is the Western region. It doesn't stop me. You see, Christianity is more than just what you put on. You could wear from head to toe. You could still be a fake Christian. Because you don't follow the tenets of the Bible, what God says. You don't even believe it. There are many of us Christians, the Bible is there, they still even don't believe what is there. Your dressing is an outward appearance to let people know who you are. including your African apparel.
Yeah.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with being an African.
Elder, I even remember after creation, God removed the skin of the animals and made clothes for Adam and Eve to wear. But today, if you are to wear this to church, or sometimes when you keep on wearing this even to church, you are seen in an awkward way.
Yeah. It's the mind. I told you, if there's something we need to change, is the mind. It's so important we understand why we do things, but not just follow what people are doing. Me being a Christian is more than, as I mentioned, just what I wear. What I wear is important. So what if I wear something Western and it's as tall as here? What about that? It is not African, but this is how, and I sit on a pulpit. If you come to my church, the platform is a bit raised, the seats are a bit bigger. It's not African. Would you wear that? No. I would worship God the way He wants me to worship. And even I'll be an African, I'll worship God in the way Africans even do.
Nana Hima, please let's talk about the way our girls dresses.
Okay.
Elder mentioned the short things and all that. In our traditional way, the olden days, were you wearing those things?
No. I remember when I was a child of about 5-6 years. At any occasion, my mother would sew cover and slit for me.
Hey,
Yes.
5-6 years?
Yes. Yeah. And I do remember, and I have pictures on it. So I think that as we are saying the globalization and then learning things outside our country, that has brought this. But it all come to dwell the home. The home. If the home is well prepared for the children to know the right from the wrong, wherever they go, it follows them. Sometimes when you see some of our girls, let me say the university girls, most of them, the way they dress. And at the same time, you see some of them too with their long skirts, their long shirts, or neatly dressed. So it all dwells from where we come from, most of times. I'm saying most of times because a parent may treat or teach the child at home the way it should be, but he will go outside there and turn things
something
upside
differently.
down. So I think that we should keep on praying, we should keep on educating them. Sometimes when I see some on the street, I call them. So I think with education, maybe the mother will say it, he or she may not take it, but when someone say it, he or she may take it. So I think we should keep on educating them.
And Elder, now I see we have Fridays where you see people wearing lots of traditional prints to work and all that. How can we bring all this to bear? I mean, put together in the corporate setting. Some people would want to wear their shirts, whatever like the Westerns would do, but in an African print way. How can we bring the culture into the corporate setting?
You know, I remember very well the introduction of Friday wear. It was a leadership something. One day, the state or the government decided that it's introducing, encouraging people on Fridays. I don't know what consultations that were done. I'm not so privy to that, but I remember that very well. So Fridays, try and look. It's up to today, it works. So you see, leadership is very important. Leadership is very important in showing the way as to how things should be done. And up to date, the banks, people have their Friday wear. Some have even gone to print their own, clothes. Institutions, and then they wear them. You understand? So if the effort, if the leadership is shown, if you show them the way, people are likely to follow. Now that they wear those things, they still work at the banks.
Yes.
So you see, it's not just the dressing that makes, they still work at the bank. They so wear. There are institutions where they wear those big institutions. So if we push it, if you wear your kente, you see, sometimes people talk about convenience. It's true. It's true. It takes a whole lot to do it, and if you're a teller at the bank whilst people are taking their money, but people sew that into various, shapes. So if we start practicing, we would find a more convenient way of wearing it, in addition to how we wear it today. Remember, culture is dynamic.
Yeah.
You can't still do the same thing. So if we start using it, we'll find more convenient way of covering ourselves, even with our own clothes and other things.
Okay.
Yes, Nana.
I think that started with the Friday wear. I think it started somewhere 2004.
Yes, I think Jake Obichebe Lamte or something.
Yes, when President Kufuor time.
Yeah.
It's almost 20 years now, but it is
People are
still in the system.
Yes.
So I think that when we come to the schools, now most schools, our Friday wears are Lacoste.
Yes.
If we can get the leadership, as you were saying, if a minister will come out one day and say, we have clothes, Friday wear clothes for basic schools, we will buy it. Parents will admire it and buy. So I think we can start from somewhere and then it continues. In our churches, sometimes when we go to church, we say, coming and next worship, we put on traditional. Yes. So if we start gradually, I think it will end well somewhere.
Sure.
This is interesting. My issue again, Elder, is Nana Hima, how we can conform to the biblical way with our tradition. I have a challenge there. I don't know how you can help me with that, with examples.
In some churches, even when you are a queen or a king, then yes, some churches. Others too. When you are a king, even you have a seat at the back of the pastors or the priests. And when we go to the palace, the respect is more than even the church. When the kings and the queens are speaking, you dare not. When we gather as a meeting or there's a case at the palace and you come there, somebody will say, I prefer you take me to police station than to bring me to the palace here. It's more respect over there. The same way, if we come to the church and then the traditional way we send it to the church, there will be more respect.
Okay.
Now, somebody will say, we have our traditional before the Christianity came. Me, I will say Christianity came with our traditional the same day because our elderly people know that there is God.
Okay.
It is only that the word Christianity was not there, but we know there is God. So the tradition and the Christianity should go together.
Okay.
To bring more respect, because if you go to the palace and you cannot talk any way to the elderly people over there, but sometimes you see a church member, even quarrel with a pastor, you can't do this. So we shouldn't deviate from that. You are a traditionalist, and at the same time you cannot be no. You should move together.
Anna, please counsel us. Give us your last advice.
Today we are talking about our culture, especially on our dressing. So what I will say to the parent, everything begins at home. Now, if the home is sweet, if there are good things at home, I think it will travel afar. So from the home, let us do the right thing to the children. It is not only our dressing, our language, even the way we name our children these days. At first, when you say you are Efiasewa, isn't it? Yes. Very beautiful name.
Thank you.
My name is Ajuaso, and I have another name called Ajobo. I appreciate it. But these days, what do we see? Christian names, even we cannot, sometimes the spelling itself becomes a problem to us. And then also when you mention your name, in Africa or Ghana here, we know where you are coming from.
Sure.
If you go to the Ghana, Ayoko, Ayele, Ajele, it follows. And they know the tribe that they belongs to. It's also another way of enhancing our culture, our food that we eat. Parents, we cannot sit down and cook for our children. We give them money to go out there and buy anything. And it is affecting even our health. It means we are deviating from our culture. So I would say that our dressing, the languages that we speak to our children, the mother tongue, let the children know that this is my language. If your child cannot even speak any other language, not the mother tongue, you give homework to children, a parent will call and say, Madam Yentiase, why? Why? So the dressing, our language, our naming, even the funeral ceremony these days has changed. So it is my prayer and my advice that we should go back. These days when you go to funeral, then we are expecting food.
Yes.
Sharing food. Hey, in the olden days, where are you going to share the food? And who is going to take the food?
Mm-hmm.
Even nobody will eat because someone is dead. But these days, what do we see? We go and come back and say, you see, so I think we should go back and take the culture, and it will start from home.
Thank you, Nana. Elder,
Hello.
just a second. Please counsel us.
Very well. We carry our dressing everywhere we go. So we need to be very particular about it. Whatever you put on you is saying so much about you. It tells whether you are happy. It tells people whether you are happy or you are sad. You are in good mood or not. Your dressing can communicate that. You may not even know. Therefore, as Africans, we would consider the way we dress and show our Africanness. But we would not forsake the Bible's counsel that in everything we do, including our dressing, we should be modest. Modest. The word modest is relative, but it's modesty. You will not adorn yourself to show off. We have reasons why we dress. We dress to cover ourselves from the elements. We dress to cover ourselves. Cover ourselves. Yes. Wherever we have to keep. You see, very soon our dressing is going to tell on our children when they grow. Okay? We talk about sex education. Sex education. You start from the child. You start from the house. KG. People say, "Hey, KG, yes, KG." Tell the child that wherever your dress covers is for you alone. Nobody should touch it. Anyone who touches it, you tell daddy or mommy.
Yes.
So that's where it starts. So sex education starts from your dressing. Anywhere the child wears dress and covers, it doesn't belong to anybody. That's why he covers it. It belongs to him alone. So if anyone touches that side, it means gone beyond. So why do we rather want to expose ourselves when we are grown? So we should dress modestly, and God will be glorified even by the way we dress.
Nana Hema, we thank you so much for joining us on Love at Home. We've learned a lot. Elder, God bless you so much for coming. And to you, my lovely viewer and listener, thank you so much for watching. Our time is up. So I remember that Elder just said we should dress modestly. Nana Hema has also counseled us the way we should educate and teach our children. Let's take these counsels and help our families. On this note, I say thank you so much for watching. The program was Love at Home. Enjoy your evening. Good night. Bye.
Bye.